I'm excited to share with you an alternative method for executing commands on AWS without relying solely on the terminal. This method involves using AWS CloudShell. You can find the CloudShell icon conveniently located at the top right corner of your screen. If the icon isn't visible, make sure to verify the regions where CloudShell is available. It's important to note that it isn't supported in every region. If you visit the AWS CloudShell page support, you'll find a list indicating which regions have this feature. Now let's take a closer look at the available regions. As of now, while I'm recording this, CloudShell is accessible in just a select few regions. So, I'd recommend that if you want to follow along effectively, you choose one of these supported areas. That being said, using CloudShell for this hands-on session is completely optional. If you're comfortable with the traditional terminal and it's functioning well for you, there's no need to stress. You're all set to continue. Once you're in CloudShell, you may want to take a brief moment to launch your environment. This will allow you to execute various commands, including AWS CLI commands. For example, if you run the command to check the version of the AWS CLI using AWS version, you'll see that it's already pre-installed for you. Essentially, CloudShell serves as a cloud-based terminal provided by AWS. And the best part, it comes at no cost to you. One of the standout features of CloudShell is the way it handles the AWS CLI. When you issue a command like AWS list users, it performs an API call using the credentials tied to the account you're logged in with. This is why these API calls work seamlessly. Additionally, you have the flexibility to specify any desired region for your API calls using the region argument. However, do keep in mind that CloudShell defaults to the region where you're currently logged in. A handy tip to remember: CloudShell maintains a full repository of your environment. For instance, if you type ls, you'll see a list of files and directories present in your CloudShell environment. This should give you a solid foundation to leverage CloudShell effectively as you interact with AWS services. Happy cloud computing! Right now, our CloudShell is empty without any files. However, if you execute the command echo hello world greater than test text, this will create a text file named test.txt that contains the phrase hello world. To confirm that the file was created successfully, we can use the cat command followed by test.txt. This command will display the content of the file. Interestingly, if you restart your CloudShell session, this file will be preserved. We can check this again by typing ls to list our files. All files you generate within your CloudShell environment, like the demo text file we just created, will remain even after a restart. Additionally, one of the great features of CloudShell is the customization options it offers. You can adjust settings such as font size, choosing between small, medium, or large. You also have the choice of themes, like light or dark, depending on your preference. For instance, in my CloudShell, I can easily modify these settings to enhance visibility and usability. Moreover, CloudShell allows for file transfer functions, making it easy to manage your files. If I want to get the complete path to my file, I simply type pwd, which stands for Print Working Directory. And I can copy the output. Then, to download my file, I can choose the option to download and specify test.txt, and this will start the download process. Alternatively, you can also upload files from your local machine into your cloud environment. I wanted to highlight these useful features because I find them to be extremely beneficial. Lastly, if you need to work with multiple tabs in this environment, you can open a new tab or even split the current terminal into 2 columns. This way, you can have 2 terminal sessions running concurrently in your CloudShell. This hands-on demonstration showcases the versatility and power of CloudShell in action. You can apply all these commands as needed. If you're an advanced user, feel free to explore these commands and see how they interact with CloudShell. To summarize this session, keep in mind that CloudShell may only be available in select regions, so it's advisable to choose a region where CloudShell access is supported if you plan to use it. And if you find that CloudShell isn't functioning for you or prefer not to use it, that's perfectly acceptable. As long as you're utilizing the terminal configured earlier in the course, everything should work seamlessly. You have the flexibility to use either the CloudShell or your local terminal to execute commands with the AWS command line interface, commonly known as CLI. Additionally, I want to highlight a feature of CloudShell that I find particularly useful: the ability to upload and download files efficiently. This can greatly enhance your workflow by allowing you to manage files directly from the CloudShell interface. That's all there is for this lecture. I hope you found it informative and engaging. Looking forward to seeing you in the next lecture.